Régis, firstly, can I ask you about Alderete? And there was reports from Paraguay that the head injury is probably worse than you first suspected.
Yeah, he had to step back because of residual symptom. So it's not really serious, but the protocol, the conclusion protocol is really strict, and we followed it. So he won't be available this weekend. Probably he will be able to get some minutes with his national team progressively, and get ready for Sunderland against Fulham.
I mean, presumably you would prefer if he didn't go away on international duty, just to give him that.
Not really, because now I think he's in a good place, and to get fit again, it will be necessary to play. So I think it will be nice for him and for us.
Everyone else okay?
Yeah.
Lot of talk about Arsenal and their defensive record this season, and not conceding goals. Is that something that you've been working on in obviously to try and find a way to breach that impregnable defence?
Defensive record, offensive record, set pieces. Yeah, they are a really strong side, one of the best teams in Europe at the minute, I think. Well coached, top player quality, great experience, great ambition. So it will be a big challenge, exciting challenge, and I think this is exactly what we want to do. We want to learn from the best, and will be a good test for us.
And are you trying to find a way to stop them getting corners?
I don't know if it's possible. At least we are aware of the specific strength. They can score in different phases. This one is really specific, and it will be interesting to face this phase.
Sunderland, I think, have the highest number of points coming back from conceding the first goal or coming from behind. Is that something that concerns you at the moment? And you conceded early against Everton, you conceded early against Chelsea, Manchester United. So is there an issue there?
We can see the dark or the light in this question. I think the first one, I think, is we can keep our consistency even if something is going wrong. And in this Premier League with a young squad, it's something which is really positive. I think we have this character, this spirit to stay in the game, to stay composed, to try to fight until the end, which is a motto for us. I think so. It's really positive. And on the other side, this league is really demanding. So it's not a surprise to concede a goal, because our opponents every weekend have their main strength. It was the case for NDI, for example, dribbled against 6-7 defenders and scored a brilliant goal. So we can expect that. We would like to stop him, but sometimes it's not possible, because one player can change the course of a game.
And talking of one player, there's been so much talk about Xhaka this season. You've spoken about him a lot, and you spoke about him as a leader on the pitch last week. How important has he been in this particular build-up? Because he knows Arteta so well. I mean, it's invaluable, isn't it? Someone inside your camp who knows Arsenal.
Yes, he's useful in different ways. His knowledge about Arsenal is important for us. So we spoke together and with the coaching staff all the week. And I think the main point is belief. The way he can transmit confidence to the squad, to tell the players we can win something against this squad, even if they are really strong. This part is also really important.
I know the other week you were talking about visiting various Premier League clubs. Arsenal was one of them, but I did wonder, as a young coach, did you look at Arsene Wenger at Arsenal as a role model? Is he a manager that you looked up to as a young French coach?
Yes, absolutely. He was really famous in France, and I think he worked in Arsenal for 22 years. And did an amazing job. Is it about the style of play, the way he built the squad with many young players, some of them from France, the club project and the vision around not only the pitch but also the whole project. So yeah, a big
Was
name.
was he influential in France then for you, and for French coaches?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Régis, the players were interviewed after the game on Monday, and they all spoke about the disappointments of the failure to win. What does that tell you as a coach? How pleased are you as a coach to hear so many of them come out and say, we're really disappointed not to win this game against Everton?
Probably further than the score, it was the way we played. I think we were sloppy during 30 minutes. Many cheap turnovers, unusual mistakes, and I think their feeling was connected with this moment, this period of the game, because after we were dominant, and it shows that consistency is really key, and we have to be flexible because every opponent is different. So you can find a way to beat Chelsea, for example, but it will be totally another story against Everton at home, and we had some problems to fix the first part of the game, and we were a bit disappointed.
Granit spoke about those opening 25-30 minutes or so and said it was pretty much directly linked to the training, to the standard of training in the lead up to the game. How has the training been this week in the lead up to Arsenal?
Excellent. Yeah, and I don't know if it's the next opponent, because Arsenal is so strong that obviously everyone is aware of the challenge, and it's because of the lesson. And I think it's human after two wins to think even unconsciously we are good. If it's not you, maybe around you. And it's a good lesson, because if you step back just a bit, probably if you don't train properly, the link is not direct, but it exists somewhere. If you don't train properly, maybe you won't be able to challenge the first minutes or even more of the game, because we conceded a shot just after 10 seconds, I think.
You've covered the team news before. Just want to ask you about one other player, Habib Diarra. How is he getting on, both on and off the pitch, in terms of his recovery?
Yeah,
is he still due to return to December?
Yeah, he's in a good place. We won't rush the process, because it was an important injury, and he's still young, so he's in a good place. But we won't rush.
You mentioned Arsene Wenger just finally there. How impressed have you been with Mikel Arteta, the current manager for Arsenal, in terms of what he has done at Arsenal in terms of dragging them to be title contenders these days? And have you ever spoken to him? Have you ever encountered Mikel on your travels?
No, but really good coach. Probably one of these coaches with this ability to have a full vision, really close to the pitch, but at the same time able to manage different areas around. And I think the managers now have to have this quality, and finished second 3 years in a row. So probably one of the favourites for the title again this season.
Thanks, Régis.
Régis, Mikel Arteta's been talking about Granit Xhaka this morning. He said he's a huge personality, very funny, super professional, a guy who can change the dressing room and the spirit of the team. It's like having a superpower in there. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. And he plays with us now, which is great news. Yes, it's a really good opportunity for Sunderland to have this kind of player. Because the club wants to grow, and you need to set the standards. And if you don't know the standards, you don't live the standards every day, it's tough to imagine how far you can go. And for that, it's really important for us. And on the pitch, I keep repeating, he's a really good player, which is really important.
And he's being quite influential in terms of bringing other players on as well, like Sadiq, for instance.
Yeah, we spoke this week about his leadership, and we agreed that one of the main strengths of a leader is to create another leaders, and he's doing this every day. So you can set the standard, but at the same time, you know that if you are the only leader on the pitch for the full season, it's not sustainable. So it has this maturity now, which is not obvious. You can meet different great players, but sometimes they are a bit selfish. It's not easy to have this full view, and it's the case for Granit, so good news for us.
I think, just from watching, it seems that Granit has slightly mellowed a bit over the years. He used to be quite hot-headed. That seems to have mellowed a bit. How important is it that he can keep his head in this particular game against Arsenal?
Crucial. Probably he made many mistakes before, which is the normal life of learning process. And for a manager, coaching staff, it's better to have players that you have to slow down rather than pushing them. So Granit has this ability to work hard. Sometimes, probably before, it was a bit emotional, but with experiences, I think you are getting better. And this way, it's a good combination.
Will he be the one to have the final word to the players before we go on the pitch?
Yeah, probably.
Thank you.
Régis, one of the characteristics of the team is that they've not looked afraid of anything this season. Not won every game, but the players have not looked afraid of anything during the Premier League campaign so far. How brave do they have to be playing a team like Arsenal?
In the same way, I think we have to play our best football. And if we are afraid or a bit reserved against this kind of team, we'll be punished. If we are too emotional, we'll be punished. So we have to do a masterclass. No choice. And but it's a good test after 10 games. After a full pre-season, 10 games in the Premier League. This game arrives in perfect timing to test us, to challenge us, and we'll see in the end.
With respect to the teams you've played at the stadium so far, this sort of feels like the first time this season that you've played one of the heavyweight teams, the bigger teams. Are you looking forward to how that feels and how it looks at the stadium like?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is exactly what we want. We want to be competitive in that league, and we'll have to play against this top 6, top 7, top 8 with great teams. And it will be a different match, different game, but I think we'll be ready. Hope so.
Guillaume, tu as une question en français pour Canal+. Maintenant, ça fait quelques mois de recul sur la saison. Comment vous jugez l'adaptation des francophones, à la fois en dehors et sur le terrain?
Excellente parce que donc on a gardé la langue officielle, c'est l'anglais. Mais pour la plupart d'entre eux, ils sont bien avancés dans la communication en anglais. Et il y a une énergie collective qui s'est dégagée naturellement, je crois, plus de la part du fait d'objectifs partagés. Donc il y a toujours des histoires très différentes entre un Granit d'un côté, un Noah Sadiki de l'autre. Il y en a un qui a 33 ans et l'autre qui en a 20 ans. Et pour autant, ils se retrouvent sur le plaisir de jouer au football, de communiquer ensemble, de grandir ensemble avec la même volonté de devenir un meilleur joueur et une meilleure équipe. Donc en fait, les objectifs partagés sont très clairement identifiés, et ce qui fait que la cohésion elle a prise très rapidement.
Et comment vous avez perçu l'accueil des fans de cette communauté francophone à Sunderland?
En fait, je l'ai dit très tôt quand moi-même je suis arrivé, je pense qu'on doit apprendre à connaître notre club, montrer à ces fans, à cette communauté qu'on est là pour Sunderland, et si c'est le cas, ils vont nous le rendre. Et depuis le début, c'est les efforts que font tous nos joueurs, et l'un des premiers a été Wilson ou Enzo. Malgré leur statut précédent, ils ont donné tout pour le club, ils ont travaillé très très fort, ils ont montré de l'humilité, et en retour, il y a une bonne cohésion.
Et demain, vous jouez Arsenal, qui est un peu une équipe historique française en première ligue. Est-ce que c'est une sorte de derby Frenchie en première ligue?
Je ne sais pas si on peut encore le dire. Je dirais la francophonie, elle est comment dire, elle est enfin, très puissante un peu partout en Europe parce que c'est l'un des berceaux du football de jeunes. Et donc Arsenal historiquement a eu beaucoup de Français, il y en a encore quelques-uns. Aujourd'hui, on a peut-être un tout petit peu plus à Sunderland, mais je dirais dans l'histoire, effectivement, ce sont deux clubs où les Français ont eu beaucoup de succès.
Understood every word. Yeah.
Régis, from a tactical sense, I know how much you like to put work in on the training pitch and drilling your players to make sure they're ready for games. How much do you relish and enjoy picking your side and knowing what you put into them this week against a side like Arsenal, who of course are very tactically developed?
Yeah, they are really smart with the ability to be really flexible, so they can adapt from one problem to another one to jump really quickly. So it's a great model for us. We started with our model. We won't rush our improvements. So from Everton, we learned, I think, 2 or 3 different elements, and we try to improve it according to the problem we might have against Arsenal. So it's a process, and this one will be really challenging, but I repeat, it's because we'll play against the best teams that will learn quickly, and looking forward to playing this game.
And of course, things can go wrong when you play in a team that good. So is it a case also of relying on the character of the team that you've shown this season? A number of games, for example, against Everton, when you weren't so good in the first 30 minutes, but you brought yourself back into the game. That combined with the passion roar of the crowd, in a game like this, can that be just as important as the tactical element?
I don't know really if it's only related to the tactics. It's a whole project, and if you work hard, you learn from different experiences, then you can trust this background, this collective background, and now it's a question of doing simple things well and being connected with the crowd, being connected with the momentum, being connected with just the reality of the game, and you can't overthink. So if you work properly before, then give everything and we'll see.